Hello guys, Lito here. Today I'm going to be discussing two features of the To Check a WordPress theme, and that is the collections feature and the chapters feature. Now both the collections and chapters are ways you can split up or segment your webcomics on your website. The only difference is a collections feature is used more for comic series. So if you have several comic book collections or multiple webcomic titles, then the collections feature is what you want to use. Whereas the chapter feature is just a simple way of segmenting a single webcomic series for webcomic title. So if you have multiple storylines within a single webcomic, you can opt for breaking them down into chapters. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's dig into this. Let's start off with the chapters. But before we start adding chapters, just note that I've already uploaded some comics. So you may want to make sure you have uploaded some comics before you start assigning them to both your chapters and collections. Okay? So let's go ahead and add a few chapters. So to do that, click on the chapters sub menu, which is under the comics menu, so chapters. And we're going to be focusing on the add new chapters section on your left here. And we are going to only enter 3 fields which are required. That's the name, the image field, and the order field. Now, all the slug, the parent chapter, and the description fields are not necessary because for the slug, that can be is generated automatically for you by WordPress, so you do not need to enter one there unless you prefer to enter one of your own. And the parent chapter is more if you are breaking down your chapters to kind of a hierarchical kind of format for your chapters, so you can assign a parent chapter to the chapter that you're adding in. A description, you can enter the description if you want to. But again, these 3 fields are not necessary. We're going to be focusing on the name. So let's enter 1. The name, chapter 1. And we're going to upload an image. So click on the add image button. Upload files. Select files. Then click on the insert button. Now we're going to enter an order. Now the order is going to determine how the chapters are going to be ordered on the front end of your website. This is going to make sense once you see how it's laid out on the front end. So since this is our first chapter collection, let's just enter 1 and then click on the add new chapter button. Okay, and it shows up there on your right. Okay, let's add a couple more. Add image, upload files, select files, insert. The order is 2, add new chapter. Then just 1 more, chapter 3, add image, upload files, select files, chapter 3, insert. The order is 3. Okay, and it's just that simple. So let's now go ahead and start assigning our comics to each of one of these chapters. Okay, so just click on the all comics menu, and we're going to use the bulk actions drop down control. So first of all, select the comics that you'd like to assign to our chapters. So each of one of the chapters. So we're going to assign, first of all, to chapter 3, the chapter 3 collection. So select a few of these. Then from the bulk actions menu, select edit. Then click the apply button. And then select chapter 3 and then click on the update button. Now it may take a few seconds to save the changes, so be patient. And there you have it. So it has saved those comics and assigned them to chapter 3. Let's add in the next batch of comics. So select those, bulk actions, edit, apply, chapter 2, update. Okay. And then let's do the final batch of comics. We're going to assign this to chapter 1. Edit, apply, chapter 1. Okay. And then click on the update button. And that's all there is to it. So if we go to the front end of our website, you notice the chapters are not showing up there. But if we refresh the page, you notice the chapters are showing up here. And they're being ordered according to from the latest chapter. So chapter 3, chapter 2, then chapter 1. So using the order field that we entered. Okay. And if you click on any one of these chapters, it's going to take you to the latest comic within that chapter. Okay. One note in terms of the layout, if you go to the appearance, then customize, then the home page layout. Now, currently TwoChecker only supports the chapter feature in the default Webtoon layout. So the other three are not properly supported. It's supported also in this fourth collections layout, but that's only if you have collections. So if you've segmented your webcomics into chapters within collections, it will show up here. But if you do not have any collections, the Webtoon layout is the only layout that supports chapters. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and add in some collections. Now it's going to be the same process. It's almost exactly the same. So click on collections. So it's the same thing again. Here we're going to only add the name, the image, and the order. So collection 1, add an image, load files, select files, insert art. So this is going to be our first collection. Then just click on the add new collection and it will show up here on your right. Okay. Collection 2. Add image, upload files, select files, insert. Then 2, and then add new collection. And finally, collection 3. Add image, upload files, select file, insert, 3, add new collection. Okay, now we are ready to assign our comics to all 3 of these collections. So click on the All Comics menu, and again we're going to use the bulk actions control. So select the comics you'd like to assign to a collection. And then click on the edit drop down Click apply, and we're going to assign this to the third collection. Click update. Okay, so that is saved. All right, let's do a next batch of comics. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bulk actions, edit, apply, collections 2, update. Okay, and let's do our final batch. Bulk actions, edit, apply, and this is going to be for collection 1, update. Now remember, we're still on, for comic web page layout, we're still on the default Webtoon layout. So okay, notice this is all saved. So if we go to the front end of the website, so this is the Webtoon layout. If I do a refresh, the collections will show up here. All right. Okay. And if I click on any one of the collections, it'll take you to the latest comic within that collection. Okay. So you notice we had some chapters before. So if you have collections, it's going to remove any of the chapters that you had. The collections will take precedence over your chapters. So the Webtoon layout is one of the layouts that supports collections. Now the other layout that supports collections is the collections layout. So let's go ahead and try and see how that looks like. So from appearance, customize, homepage layout. So this is the default layout. The other layout that supports collections is the fourth one, which is the collections layout. So you click that and you notice that the collections are now featuring on the main hero section here. And you can swipe from left to right. If you have more than 3 comic collections. Okay. So let's go ahead and publish. Just make sure and then you can see how it looks like, like on the front end of the website. That's it. And if I click on one of the collections, it will take you to the latest comic within that collection. Okay. And that is it. Hopefully that all made sense. If you have any questions, anything you'd like to clarify on, feel free to hit me up on the comments in the comment section below. Otherwise, happy tuning.